Great. So we have a little presentation to share. So for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Sofia Wren. You probably know me, but maybe you don't. So just a quick run through. I've been writing and publishing online for 25 years. So being a writer is such a big passion of mine, but I also like helping other people to write. So for 10 years, I've been helping other people working on books and marketing for their business to make faster progress with their writing. And it's been about 10 years now. And I think for me, it's not just about writing to write for the book and the business and things. There's also a personal element to it of I want to help people remember what's really important and feel fulfilled. Because I've been writing for 25 years, right? So there's a lot of writing I've done that, I'm never going to think about again. But it's those things when you really hit the mark, that really speak to you, that really unlock some kind of insight, that really can help somebody else. Those sorts of things are gold. And if we can reach that as much as possible, is something I want to do. And my philosophy is that it doesn't matter if you dig a deep hole really fast, if you're digging in the wrong place, the treasure isn't going to be there. If X marks the spot on the treasure map and we're digging deep holes all around it, it doesn't help us to reach the treasure. So I've been such a little hustle speed bunny in my life. I've learned to slow down and try to really find what's important, find where to dig before I put all the gas into it. So that is my philosophy. And that's kind of what we're going to do today is sort of just kind of go in and do some exercises and just really tap into where is that X for us right now. And I'm going to share a little bit about my philosophy of how to be really creative so that everything is easy and flowing and we can get off the struggle bus. And if you've got any hard decisions you're making, hopefully these exercises will help you today. So bear with me, it might be a little bit weird, but I like this idea of what you're creating has like a soul. So it's not physically here yet, but in the soul sense and the kind of spiritual sense, it is here already and it's complete and it has its own drive and personality and direction, like almost like how somebody can give birth to a child and then the child has its own personality and it has its own way that it wants to do things. Even though, the mom might have her own ideas of what that child should be like, children are going to do what they're going to do. And I feel like it's the same way with our creations, that if we give them freedom to be what they want to be, it will be so much easier. So I also believe that, especially for people who are maybe struggling with what to write for their book or struggling with their business, feeling like a very big responsibility, the spirit of it, that part that is already complete and knowledgeable is so wise and it's so kind and people get really surprised. I've had people cry after I've guided them through some exercises because it's so they're full of love and here to help and it's not critical or the energy that we project onto it sometimes. So it knows what it wants to become sometimes before you do. And I really feel like it's kind of our creations and the things that we create can guide us into being a new version of ourselves, kind of the next step of ourselves as well. And it's all like super positive and super magical and awesome and good. And this is why for me, creativity is like my religion. So I love this idea too, because it means that you're not alone in making the decisions and being in the hard spots. So if you've been sweating and you're trying to write the perfect words and market your business perfectly or make every decision's right, they can be really tough feeling like it's all on you. And if you're overwhelmed because there's so many directions you can go in, I like this idea. You can just lean into it. Part of this is already done for you, and you just have to listen to know what to do next. You have like a partner in this that's always there for you. Even when I'm not there or your friend's asleep, that spirit of what you're creating, what you're here to do is here. Okay, sorry, this is duplicate. All right. So again, so if you can get into a receptive place, which is what we're going to do with some of these exercises today, and receive insight into what to do next, then it's going to be so much easier, right? If you could just get on the phone and have somebody like give you some insights into what to do next from this place of, hey, I'm your book. I completely know what I want to be. I'm your business. I totally know what we should do next. Wow, that would be such a relief sometimes to be able to get those kind of downloads. So whether this is real or just our imagination, it doesn't really matter because this idea of it's already created and it can give us information is so helpful and practical, no matter how you conceptualize it. So that's my approach. And I like to think of it as like I help people translate, between their book, between their business and the sort of conceptual level. It's here in the spiritual level, but we're trying to birth it in the physical. And I'm here to help translate when the wires get crossed and you're just not hearing what to do next with your book and you're just not sure. And I'm helping to make the connection to help you cross the bridge between that gap. So you always know what to do next. And you remember what's really important because it is possible sometimes to make decisions that take us away from the creative heart of what we originally wanted to do. And then later on, we're like, yikes, I feel like I went in the totally wrong direction or I wasted a bunch of my time. And I don't want that. I want us to feel like maybe we took a few minutes to find that X on the treasure map. Maybe that took a little time, but when we went to go dig and put that effort in, it was fulfilling. Okay, so then now I'm going to just mention a few ways I can help, and then we'll do some exercises. And for those of us who are here on the co-work, then we'll do some co-working together after that on whatever you want to do. But if you choose to take my exercises as a guide, then we can do that together. So I just wanted to share. So I have some big news. I have a secret, which is that I'm pregnant and I'm going to have a baby around December. So I'm just letting people know. Eventually, I'll tell the whole world, but I'm just telling people here in this space that that's happening. So now is the time. If you're thinking of like, hey, I'd like to work with Sofia, just letting you know that now is going to be the time I have the most energy and client space and everything. And things may begin to change as we get towards the new year. I'm going to just take it as it comes, but I just want to let people know it's very exciting. So, and my most popular thing that people usually like is the 2-month coaching program. We do that. There's more information on my website, but it's for people who want to write. You can be working on your book, your business, and we can talk about it first to see if it's right for you. So you can shoot me an email and I'm happy to get on like a free call to discuss it. So that's like people's favorite thing to jump into because it's only a 2-month commitment. Okay, so now we're going to get to the good stuff and do some exercises together. So I recommend doing this on paper, but you could also do it on the computer. So if you need a minute to grab a notebook or open up something on your screen to write in, then go ahead and do that. I'm going to do paper. So the way you would do it on paper is like draw a line down the middle, and I'll show my example here. I just drew a line down the middle of the page. And if you don't have a piece of paper and you're gonna do it on the computer, you can just make a numbered list for this exercise. It's fine either way. But we're gonna do this in different parts. So the first part is what we're gonna write on the left side of the page is what do you want to write or create? So it could be, I gotta write this email, I gotta make this announcement on social media, I gotta work on this book, but hey, I have another book idea. And after that, I want to write a different book. And maybe I should do this one first. And I have this class I want to teach. And I also need to go feed my cats. And I also need to go do this. So you can just make a little brain dump with all these things that need your attention to be created. Okay. You don't have to be sure you're going to do it yet, but just put it all there. Anything that you're thinking about writing or creating. And feel free to throw in other tasks that are on your mind that need to be done. And if you're on a computer, again, this can just be a numbered list. But for if you're in a notebook, we're going to do one side of it, the left side in my case. Okay, I'm going to give us 3 minutes to do that real quick. And we're starting. Few more seconds left. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the next one. That one was good. So again, if you have a left side, right side, you would do this one on the side next to what you wrote. And what you would do is write, who would I be if I was creating it easily? So for instance, if you know, I got to do my weekly email list email. So who would I be if I do that? I don't know. I would feel really productive. I would feel like I've got my stuff together. I'm really responsible. That's the energy that I feel like I would be exuding when that is being done in a timely fashion, you know. So you can, if you have a book out, maybe that will make you feel like really incredible that you got that done and you're really amazing. And, so it's very personal. There's no right or wrong for this one. Just for that particular item, how do you think it will make you feel, or how do you feel like it would kind of change the energy that you're putting out there in terms of who you would be? Okay. So we'll do that for each one and use your imagination as to what this means for you and what it would say about you to do it. Okay, so I'm going to give you another 3 minutes. Just whatever comes to mind and don't judge it. Oh, sorry. And I'll just say if you're on the computer and you didn't have a left and right side of the page, just put it next to each to-do list item that you've numbered already from the first part. Got a minute left. Give us just a little bit more time, just a couple more moments. Okay, so take a moment when you're ready. Um, just just take a look at what you wrote, especially what you wrote about who you would become by doing all of these things on your list. Just take a moment to just sort of read through the list on its own. And just for yourself, just notice if you have any feelings as you read that list, how does it sit with you? How possible does it feel? You may want to write down a word or two about that. We'll go more into it, but if you just want to notice, I'm like already a little overwhelmed just looking at my list. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of change to step into. Um, so with this idea of everything you're creating has a soul of its own, right? If we're just going to take this on as an idea, try it on like a shirt. If it already exists, your book or your business next level already exists, and you can listen to that and get some ideas. What if who you are becoming through creating all of these wonderful things, what if that also has a soul? What if the next level of you has an essence that you can tap into and listen to and be guided by? Wouldn't that be amazing? Because we all get advice in our life, but we're getting advice from people who are different from us. And this would be advice from someone who is literally ourselves, but just like the next step. And wouldn't that be cool? So, what if this future self exists and has a message for you today? That would really help you to find that X on the treasure map and know where to dig for your next step. Because if you're like me, maybe you have a lot of different things you could be working on and directions you can go in and things to figure out within all of those things. So, let's just tune in to this future self that has a lot in common with what we wrote about who we're going to become when we create all of these things. Let's just try this on as an experiment and see what happens. So first, let's basically, this is kind of like a brain dump. So I don't think we're going to do 5 minutes. I think I'm going to change this to 3-ish minutes, let's say. You can always come back to this exercise, but we're going to write a letter to that future version of ourselves, the version that's completed some of these goals, all of these goals, whatever feels right to you. And we're going to just share with them anything that's coming up, any anxieties we have about doing these things and stepping into this next level that these things are going to create, any challenges, any doubts you have coming up. If you have questions about anything to move forward in selecting what project to work on and doing your writing and creative process, and ultimately changing into like a new version of yourself, a new person to be that creator of all of these things, sometimes it involves change. So, what questions do you have about that process? So, these are the things that we're going to be including in the letter. Feel free to go off book and take it in a direction that you want to take it in. If you're feeling and I'm inspired to go off of away from all of these ideas, that is fine. But this will get you going to write a letter to your future self with these sorts of things. So let's just go ahead and give it a try for 3 minutes and see what happens. So this is just us writing the letter to the future self for this step. Okay, I'll give you a moment to let's wrap that letter up. Okay, so when you're ready, let's take one more look at that little list we made of all of the qualities of what we're hoping to step into by completing our list of things we want to write and create and do. Looking at our list of who we want to become. For me, I was like, some things that says like, I'll be more professional, I'll be more productive, I'll be smart, I'll be savvy, I'll be fulfilled, be stepping into like a big energy as people are responding to me, things like that. So let's just reread it real quick. And now let's just tune into our bodies. Let's just get grounded. I'm going to put my feet on the floor, get comfy in my seat, just to make sure we're not all up in our head and just able to feel our feelings, feel our bodies, feel here in this earth, in our chair, in our room. So just take a minute, paying attention to the pressure of the gravity in your chair. Maybe move around a little bit, just create a little looseness in your body. Notice if you're hungry or thirsty or tired. That is all okay. It's just where you are right now. It's all right. But good info to have. And feel into your belly area. If you notice anything that changes with your breath in your belly area, just noticing for a few breaths, trying to make that belly move, letting go for a minute. Any thoughts other than tuning into your body? One more breath. All right, now we're ready to use our imaginations. Now we're going to write a letter back from that version of you that has successfully completed some or all of your creative ideas and goals. And things that they might say, they may express understanding for your struggles, confusions, anxieties, and other feelings. They felt all that way in the past, so they totally get it and have a lot of compassion for it. So they will honor and validate all the things you're feeling. And second, they may offer suggestions on how to move forward in your writing and creative process and how to embrace who you are meant to become more. And number three, keep an open mind because I recommend writing whatever comes to mind in this process, even if it seems random or off topic. Sometimes things come to you that obviously your mind can't come up with without a little divine inspiration. So just go with it and let's see what happens. So I'm going to give us 5 minutes, a little extra time, just to wander and ramble around with this and write that letter back from that future creative version of you. Let's go for it. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Wrapping up that letter. And then we're gonna do one more response from our me now self, from ourself right now in our chairs where we are, back to our future self to say thank you and maybe share how their message has affected you. But don't forget to say thank you. So, 2 minutes. Okay, wrapping up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording. So if somebody's watching the replay, thank you for joining me. Don't forget that you can reach out to me for private coaching if you like, or check out my courses and other free events coming up on my website, sofiawren.com. And I'll see you next time for the replay people.